Maddox. I'm the CEO of TripLingo, and I'm joined on stage today by our VP of Strategy, Bijal Nagrashna. TripLingo helps travelers overcome the language barrier, and we help other travel brands increase customer loyalty, create amazing customer experiences, and make extra revenue. Last year, we had the chance to share with you the initial incarnation of TripLingo, our first steps towards tackling the language barrier. 100,000 downloads later, today I'm thrilled to announce version 2. But first, let's take a step back. If you show up in a foreign country where you don't speak the local language, it can be frustrating. You get confused at the local customs, you have trouble communicating in the most basic way with locals, you get marked as a tourist, which can be frustrating, and you have safety concerns, like trying to tell a waiter about your food allergy or talking to a policeman. Not only that, but there are 3 things I'd like to share with you really quick. 1, over 750 million people every year show up in a country where they don't speak the local language. 2, there are 1 billion smartphones on the planet. There's going to be 3 billion in just 2 years. That's incredible. And 3, travelers are frustrated with the language barrier. Over 80% report the language barrier as a serious obstacle when they travel abroad. So, big market, big problem. Let's talk about our solution. Our focus is to focus on the specific needs that travelers have in relation to the language barrier. We help them navigate the language and culture. We help them build rapport with locals and have meaningful interactions. We help them enjoy their trip with a heightened sense of security, and we do that from the convenience and comfort of their smartphone. Now, last year, I had the chance to show you how we made it easy for travelers to focus on what's important for them. Now, you're not going to become fluent on the flight over, but that doesn't mean you don't have any interest in the local language. I'm about to show you how our custom phrase list help travelers learn what really matters to them. So it's pretty easy. I hit create a custom list. I say I'm a business traveler, a culture lover, I'm a senior citizen, and I'm pregnant, and I have diabetes. Then I simply name the list, tell TripLingo how many phrases I want, and voila. TripLingo creates a customized phrase list tailored to my specific needs. We also showed you how you could talk like a local using the slang slider, which shows you various ways to say each phrase. So, true story, I'm in Rome at a restaurant. I want to tell the waiter that the food was delicious. So I simply go to travel situations, hit dining, that was delicious. The slang slider shows me 4 different ways to say that phrase, from formal to casual, slang, and even crazy. So the waiter and I have been getting on well, so I decided to use the crazy version, which translates to, it's so good, I'm licking my mustache. Now I can listen to professionally recorded audio files, so I can get a sense for the pronunciation. If it's too loud in the restaurant, I can read the phonetic spelling of it, and I can also check the phrase context to learn that I don't actually need a mustache to use this phrase. So I call over to the waiter and I say, "Dalikarsi I baffi." And then add that phrase to my favorites. The waiter is shell-shocked. It's like a tree came alive and started talking to him. Okay? He's delighted, I'm delighted, because my wine bill gets comped. So we've been delighted to learn that it's not just our moms that like us, but today we're here to announce a brand new version 2 of TripLingo, and I'm excited to give you an exclusive live demo of version 2. So, what's new? Well, for one, we know that we can't store every possible phrase you might want to say on the app. That's why I'm thrilled to announce voice translation. TripLingo can translate your voice into another language. Let's give it a go.
Il tuo italiano sta migliorando molto.
Your Italian is improving a lot.
This technology is fantastic.
Questa tecnologia è fantastico.
Allora continua a leccarsi coi baffi.
Then proceed to lick that mustache.
Of course, sometimes you need machine translation isn't enough. Say you're in a business meeting. Say you're talking to a policeman. Say you're in the hospital. In these cases, it's too important to get things right. And sometimes you need a real, live person that can translate for you. So today I'm thrilled to announce that in conjunction with our partners Verbalize It, we're launching Tap to Talk to a Translator in the new version of TripLingo. So let's give it a shot.
You have 4 minutes left on your current plan. Hello?
Hi, I'm at the doctor, and I need to tell him that I drank a green liquid last night that I thought would help me grow a mustache, but now I can't feel my leg.
Doctor, ¿me escucha, doctor? El señor me está diciendo, me está explicando algo acerca de su bigote, de su mustache, y me dice que tiene algo acerca de su green card, que no la tiene consigo, me parece. ¿Me puede explicar, por favor, un poco?
Thank you. Impressive, right? We've also added a 10,000-word offline dictionary. We've improved and made our flashcards even smarter, so you can actually learn the phrases, and we've added a culture crash course section, complete with information on safety phone numbers you need to call, general information, business etiquette, and general facts and statistics about the company, or the country. So no longer do travelers need to ask where the bathroom is using only their hands. No longer do they need to order chicken dishes by making clucking noises. And no longer do they need to fear for their lives when they're in a foreign emergency room. Now we have TripLingo. So, consumers, this is great for consumers. They can download it for free and they get the basics of every language. They can purchase a full language pack for $10 or buy them all in bulk purchases. But we didn't create TripLingo just for consumers. We built TripLingo with the entire travel ecosystem in mind. That would be you. So, we've made it really easy to help our partners make their customers happy and to drive ancillary revenue at a time when many margins are getting squeezed. It's really easy. You simply provide your users with a download link to TripLingo, and when they download TripLingo, because they came from you, they get twice the content they would normally have gotten for free because they came through you. You get your logo on our homepage so that every time they're using this thing and having great experiences with it, you're right there in front of them. And finally, if users do purchase full language packs or pay to talk to a live translator, you get a share of that revenue. We've already signed deals with a number of partners in the leisure industry. We're talking with other companies. We want to talk to you in the audience. And none of this even includes our clients on the enterprise side. So enterprises pay us an annual license fee to help keep their travelers safe and give everyone access to TripLingo. Thank you.
I thought that was a very nice presentation. You brought a lot of life to it and told a good story. I'm actually downloading it as we speak. So, okay, but I think from a position, like I think what you've nailed very very well is for someone who's not willing to spend any time to really learn a language or do Rosetta or something else, but wants to be able to do something in country. And I think my sense is you'll probably have more success with the positive, have fun with your waiter than, you're in an emergency room. At least I think that's where more people will gravitate to. But, and I'd like to hear more about the technology behind the machine translation. How good is it really?
So I feel a bit like I dropped into an early episode of Star Trek or something, right? I mean, I love the idea that I would be able to use my phone as my kind of, whatever they call that thing, and not the tricorder, but you know what I mean. So I mean, look, it solves the problem. We've all had the problem. We all understand the problem. I think at first I was like, really? You're going to call a translator? But then you did it, and I was like, actually it would work. That would solve the problem. So I think in terms of a V1 of that particular thing, I think it's awesome. I worry for you a bit, though, because if it works, the folks who do the native OS for the phones are going to do it. And so I think you're going to have to figure out how to build some moats around what you do. And maybe it's by partnering. I'm not sure what. But that would be the thing I would spend some time on, because if it works, it's going to work. And, that's going to get tricky competitively.
I think it's amazing, Jesse. A little, to my mind, is a little bit with this market. You're creating almost a new market. I know you're taking it from Rosetta Stone and some others, but really the idea is to create a new market. And all these people that would travel and not learn the language or just get a little book are now going to be able to engage and learn the language. And once that happens en masse, it's going to change how we travel in international destinations. I know, and it's just really cool, but that's hard to get to that point where you're actually creating a new market, a new spend, and convincing people they can do this easily. So that's your challenge, but certainly a worthwhile one. I'd also look for competition, from the international language of love.
I'll leave it to you.
Okay, thank you. Those are great comments. In closing, a few points I want to make. One, we didn't invent the phrase book. We made it smart. We didn't invent flashcards. We made them relevant to travelers. We didn't invent translation. We simply put it at your fingertips. And we didn't invent partnerships in the travel industry. We simply figured out a way to do it, to make it a win for everyone, including customers. I think it's a good point. We are creating a new market. We're not trying to go after Rosetta Stone. I think probably many of you have bought Rosetta Stone, and very few of you, if any of you, have finished it. We're trying to be practical. We're focused on the needs of travelers, and we're bringing a holistic solution that recognizes that travelers have a variety of different kinds of problems that arise due to the language barrier. And we're just getting started. We've closed some funding recently, so we will be around in 10 months to figure out how the competitors shake out. We're also very soon going to be launching some of the reverse languages, which we're very excited about, so helping people learn English or Spanish-speaking people learn French. So we're very excited, so hope you'll stop by our booth and say hello. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Maddox. Our next demonstrator, it wasn't enough to give travelers a simple and stress-free way to book their taxis. CabForce now enables its industry partners to integrate and monetize taxi rides as part of their service portfolio. Here's Andreas Hansen from CabForce.